there, my name's Richard from Silent Pig and welcome to this Lightroom tutorial. And in this one we're going to have a look at how to edit your photos in Lightroom. So we're going to begin with this particular photo and we're going to click on this little slider icon here in the top right. Now doing so reveals our various different settings. However, we're going to begin the easy way and we're going to click on presets. Now for those of you either in a rush or new to photo editing, presets is the easiest way to do this, and the cloud version of Lightroom, which we're using now, has this wonderful feature where its AI assesses the photo and then recommends which presets it thinks will best work for this particular image. And as you can see, they are pretty impressive. All different kinds. And furthermore, if you're having trouble going through the whole list, these recommended presets are also divided by various different categories such as subtle, strong, black and white, warm, dark, and so on. But once we've found our preset, we can just click on it and our edit is pretty much done. We can dial in the severity of the preset, so as in 0, or we can sort of dial it up to 11, wherever that you like. And now we're done and we're free to export this image, print it, share it on Facebook, whatever you need to do. But let's say that we don't want to do that. We want to do our own edits. We can actually begin with a preset and then apply our own edits on top of it. But in this case, we're just going to ditch the presets altogether and I'm going to reset the edit and bring our photo back to its original state. So to begin with, we've got our light controls. Now this particular image is just a little bit underexposed and I'm going to drag the exposure. We have the potential for 5 additional stops in either direction. But I'm going to just bring it up here so that my histogram up here in the top right is getting pretty punched up to the right hand side. Now you've got the means to brighten your shadows or reel in your whites. And what we want to do is make this histogram look like a sort of hill, almost in the middle. Tone curves. If you've not used tone curves before, we just put in our 3 dots. This is the easiest way, an S curve, and we can sort of crunch the shadows a little bit. We can boost up the midtones and boost up the shadows. But you can pretty much do whatever you like with that. We've got the color adjustments, white balance. Now I'm quite happy with the white balance here, but I am going to mess around with the color. Now we can do it just by moving sliders around, but that's the old-fashioned way. What we're going to do instead is targeted adjustment. So we're going to click on the target and we've got an option to select hue, saturation or luminance. So saturation, we're going to go up here and we're going to punch in these blues. So as you can see, I just click on the part of the image I want and drag my mouse left to right and that will adjust the saturation of the blue color and only the blue. I'm also going to boost in the greens a bit. That's what you want to call them. And perhaps the greens as well. But have fun with that and don't forget, if we go down here, we can also affect luminance. So if you feel like these greens are a little bit too dark, we can just sort of brighten them up a little bit too. Whatever it is that you need. Now at any point we can review, we can see how far we've come just by clicking on this option down here, and we can see the original image versus our edit, and as you can see things are looking pretty good. So that's the color mixer, color grading, we won't look at that today. The effects, so this one you'll like a lot. We can just grab the texture and as you can see we can sort of add extra contrast to the detail within the image, or extra texture I suppose, clarity, sort of definition between the details, dehaze, vignette. So we can go positive or we can go negative. A little bit's quite good. It often adds a little bit of a sort of 3D aesthetic, and you can even add a little bit of grain if you're looking for a bit of lo-fi. Works particularly well in the black and white. Detail, so sharpening, always worth going to 100%. And then what we can do is we can sharpen the details. Don't go overboard with this. Too much is too much. Optical corrections. So Lightroom will fix optical corrections for known lenses, pincushal distortion, barrel distortion. So we can just click on remove chromatic aberration and enable lens corrections. And as you can see, let's go back there and we'll disable that. And you can see the sort of correction being applied. There we go. Once again, let's review the original photo. And the image is looking much better. Now we've got geometry, which you can use to sort of create, change vertical lines. So if you've got vertical lines that are converging because you've taken a photo of a building at the bottom, perspective shift, we can do that. But in this case, we're not going to. But what we are going to do, we have the crop facility. And I'm just going to crop the image just a tiny bit. We've got the healing option. Now overall there's not much to correct, so we'll look at that in another video. And we've got the mask. Now this image doesn't necessarily need a mask, but I wanted to show you the object recognition powered masking. In this case, sky select. So all we do is we click sky, and using the power of AI, it will automatically mask the sky for us, leaving the rest of the image intact. And now our adjustments will be applicable just to the sky and only the sky. This is particularly effective if the sky is substantially brighter than your background. Not true in this case, but I'm sure you will find this very, very useful indeed. And that is your sort of basic edit. Anyway, if you would like to try Lightroom out for yourself, you can, free for 7 days. The descriptions and the link for that in the details below. But regardless, I hope you found that useful. My name's Richard from Silent Peak, and I wish you a very good day. Bye-bye.